Hey, what's up guys, it's Ruben here. Today we're going to talk about my top 3 all-time grind spots. So this is based on 3 different things. Difficulty, XP gain and gold gain. There are also some other moderate things we take in consideration for the top 3, but this is my all-time top 3 for a certain reason. So that's enough blah 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 of me. Let's get started, shall we? So the one I made a video about already quite recently is the Air Dolmen runs. You can also do those in Oregon. People say those are more efficiently. So yeah, the reason why I'm liking this spot so much is a certain reason, you know. And I can make this again, but I will explain it with the previous video quotation. You don't need training gear. You don't need XP pot. You don't need a grind partner. You don't need experience with the game. You don't need to be a high level. You don't need a big Wait, what? So yeah, pretty much from the Dolmens you get some really nice loot coming from the chests. You can level your fighters guild. The XP gain is quite good, to be honest. And you can get there at any level. Just ask someone in zone chat, you know. Can someone point me to Air, or look in your guild list and travel to play towards it. Then type Dolmen. You see people coming together from all alliances, just forgetting a little bit about the war and slaughtering Daedra together. What a happily hippie world we live in, right? I mean, this is great. Just slaughtering Daedra together. It's like a family picnic. So yeah, that's number 1. The disadvantage though of this Air Dolmen run compared to the other 2 grind spots which we will cover, Imperial City and Skyreach, less XP gain, and compared to Imperial City, the loot is also less. However, it's much easier. It's much simpler and there aren't any risk of getting ganked or stuff like that. The another disadvantage though is that it can be done by a lot of players sometimes. Sometimes there are so many groups doing it. But you can always check Oregon or other locations for it as well. So with that being said, let's dive to the next one, Imperial City. The reason why Imperial City is on number 2. First of all, the XP gain from this is really good, you know. If you grind Imperial City really well, you can get very close to Skyreach XP wise as well. However, Imperial City has some advantages and disadvantages at the same time. Firstly of all, you need the Imperial City DLC, while with Skyreach you just need Cracklon, which everyone has. However, Imperial City, you get much better drops. You firstly of all get Telva Stones and you get key fragments on top of that. Key fragments will sell average here on Computer Europe for 140 to 150 gold each. Telva stones average 3 to 4 gold for each Telva stone. So you can get a lot of gold with this, while at the same time getting a nice amount of XP. So what's the downside? Well, very simple. Imperial City is a PvP area, so you can get ganked by other players and you can have a lot of competition. There are overall some people doing the sewers. So those are the disadvantages. You can get ganked, you can get constantly killed, which first of all will make your XP rate go down hour-wise, and you will lose your Telva stones. You will lose 50% of your Telva stones if you get killed by an NPC or player. You also level the Fighters Guild, which is another great advantage, by killing the sewer zombies. If you're going to do this, I would recommend it to do it with 2 to 4 people, depending on your guys' level. If you with more people, you know the chance of getting ganked is less. But if you're all just a bunch of scrubs, yes I said it, if you're just a bunch of scrubs, you can get wrecked quite easily if you don't know what you're doing. However, if you go in with 1,000 Telva stones or more, you know, and you get to multiply by 3 or even 4, if you have the balls for that, whoa man, you have huge balls if you go in with 10,000 Telva stones. Please tell me what server you are on, by the way. So if you do that, you know, the reward can be awesome. You will get so many Telva stones, you will make a shit ton of gold with it, and in the meantime you will get some great XP for leveling or champion points, whatever you are doing. So this is really good, especially if you are CP 160 or so and you have decent gear, so you can stand your ground when you're fighting PvP players. There are also some chests which you can find and open in order to get better loot as well. You can find gold, Telva stones and sometimes sigils in it. There's also a Daedric Portal event, which will give you some really nice drops as well. Once you completed it, a chest will drop. Overall there will be gold, Telva stones in it, and some extra things. Like you can see here, me happily getting a loot out of the chest. Just some gold and other stuff. So for anyone wondering the location, it's in Cyrodiil. You have to enter the sewers, and this is it, based from the DC perspective from the sewers. Follow down this road to march towards the sewers, follow. Then you arrive here, then we are there. Just follow this rotation, keep going. Then at the split you go to the right, here's the portal event, keep going after that, and you start all over again. Whoop, let's go to the next location. And last but not least, Skyreach. Sorry, I just had to include this one. I know everyone and their mother is already fully aware of this dungeon, so I'm not going to pay too much attention to this. This one is located in Cracklorn, Skyreach. I will show it on the map in a little bit. And the reason why this one is still so good is because it's insane XP. You just still get so much XP. The rotation is incredibly easy. And also you can just reset the dungeons whenever you want. You go in and out of the dungeons, change the difficulty from normal to veteran rank and change it back. And you can go in again with all the NPCs resetted. You don't need DLC. You don't have competition of any other players. There is no risk of getting killed by enemy players. It's you and your grinding partner who are in a romantic atmosphere grinding together. So what's the disadvantage of this one? Well, that's very simple. The disadvantage of this one is that you do need a grinding partner. You can do it with 2 lobbies, it is possible. However, the XP rate then won't be that great. So what I really would recommend is a grinding partner which really can nukes down through the NPC. Preferably a Magicka Sorcerer, and the best of the best is a Magicka Nightblade. So that's a downside. You need someone who is boosting you through it for it to be really effective, you know. If you're just going in there solo with 2 level 3s or something, you will get wrecked, or you can grind properly. It's either of those two. So that's the disadvantage of it. And this is the location of the Skyreach Catacombs. There's also a wayshrine nearby. Follow down this path, go up there, and then you are there. This is the wayshrine, Skyreach Wayshrine. Whoa, who saw that coming? So let's make a real quick summary from the 3 grind locations which we have. Number 1, Dolmen runs. Very noob friendly, very easy to do. You don't need anything for it. Downsides, well, you get moderate drops, which is fine. But you don't get like huge drops to not a huge amount of gold. And the XP rate isn't as good as the other 2 locations. On number 2, Imperial City. Not a lot of downsides. The downsides of this one are, it can be a bit difficult, so not really recommended for really low levels. But at level 20 it should be possible with a decent build. But it's in a PvP area and you do need the Imperial City DLC. The XP rate kind of depends if there are any other players who are competing with you around the spot. But it can be on par with Skyreach. And the loot you get from it, you know, it's incredibly good. You can get like 60k an hour there if you have a decent amount of Telva stones on you. So a decent amount, I mean 1000, so you have a multiplier of 3. Or maybe even 10,000 for a multiplier of 4. But that's a big risk where you can lose your gold. And number 3, Skyreach. Great XP rate, not good drops, so you don't get a lot of loot from it. And the other disadvantage is that a grind partner is recommended. It can be a bit hard for it to be effective in the Skyreach sewers. The upside, however, is you don't have any PvP players which can bother you. You don't have any competition, and you can reset the dungeons constantly. So even if you go really fast, you can just reset it, which is a great advantage. So that's pretty much all I have to say. Once again, it's my personal opinion. Maybe there are some other great grind spots out there. I know there are, but I just made my own top 3. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, do not forget to like and subscribe. Maybe leave a comment if you liked it. You can always check me out live on www.twitch.tv/gettheedge, and you can check out my website for guides, grind guides, everything with a nice search engine, www.gettheedgegaming.com. I wish you all a great day. Thank you very much for watching. I'm out. Bye bye. Wish you the best in life.